Hey guys, this is Simon with Trade and Perform Coaching. I am doing an introduction of the Orange ES Algo. Right, we'll call it the Orange Algo. It's very powerful, and I'm going to explain the most basic way to use it to trade profitably. I'm going to show you some winners. I'm going to show you some losers, and I'm going to show you what I think is an optimal stop loss package. Right. So just to remind everyone out there, we do have uh, two two spaces left in the room, and as soon as those two spaces get taken up, I am going to raise the price in the room, and/or on September 1st, the price goes up. Remember, when you join, all members are locked into forever for the price they join at. So it's an amazing deal. It's an amazing room, and we have helped people make a lot of money, and we will continue to help people make a lot of money. So let's scoot over here, and so Friday was Fed day, so I'm going to skip past. I wouldn't have suggested anyone trade prior to the Fed, so I'm just going to skip past to 10 a.m. and go from there. I'll go back and look at the first hour on, say, Thursday in just a moment. But what we are looking for, let me make this big so it's very, very easy to see. So the most basic formula, those who've been in the room know there's various combinations, but the most basic formula that we are looking for is, and here I'll show you one loss and one win. So let's just start off with the loss. That'll actually be easier. So a orange dot is the first requirement, okay? And then a triangle up, and preferably a pink bar or a bar with an algo on it would be the two changes that I would have. And then for those of you in the room, I always prefer when there's a purple bar right at the bottom is a great sign, right? So this would be the first loss. I believe the optimal loss package for ES is an entry at the close of the bar, and I think you can just use a one bar stop there. Due to the variations in the size of the bars, particularly the bars that are hammers, the largest stop will be 3 points. The smallest stop will be 1 point. I believe for your first scale, you should go for a 1-to-1 RR, get half your risk off, and then push that trade like hell. That's the formula. So you'll see here, you would be, and I'm going to cut this right here, you would be -1. That's a little bit before 10 o'clock, but fair enough. We'll start this -1. Okay. Here's entry number two. There's the orange dot. There's the pink triangle up. Again, the size of this bar, the top of it should be about 1 point, 71. The low of it is 69.50. This presented me an issue. Maybe it needs to be the down bar. Let's see how much that would have increased the stop here real quick. Again, I'm doing this a little bit on the fly versus how much experience we have. 75, 74, 77. So let's change that. Let's make it that's the longest bar available. Let's change it from 77 to 3 point stops. Let's just assume 3 points. That'll also encompass the hammer. 3 point stop every time. So 71 means you need 74. You get it right there on the. So this is your entry, and you'll need approximately 2 bars to get a 1-to-1 RR. So that's a pretty easy measure when you're looking through the chart. Entry on the triangle up, preferably with an algo. You need 2 more bars to print to get your 1-to-1 RR, and then you press the trade. Again, we want these coming out of the fourth channel. Here's your next entry. Let's see what the stop would have been required here to survive. So 80. Wow, that would have been 75 3/4. I'll tell you what I would have done here. I'd still stick to the 3 point stop here and just re-enter on this bar would be preferable to keeping and expanding the trade. I'd rather just have it 1 bar down. So this would be the first entry, right? It would be a stop. You'd end up with a -3. This would be entry number two, and you need 2 bars after, so that's 81.50. That's 84.50. That would give you your 3 points 1-to-1. You push the trade. I would not take them out of the top channel. If you want to do it, that's your business. This would be a loss right here. It technically didn't touch the fourth channel, but if you took it, that would go down as a -3. Right? This is a valid entry right here. The -3 survives. Hold on a second here. and you obviously got your 3 points 1 to 1 plus a little bit of a push. I wouldn't take any of this, at least right now. We're just going to restrict it to the highest odds fourth channel. This trade is valid here the first time it stops, right? So that's a -3. Then the second time it comes back in, obviously you get your 3 points and then some on that trade. Again, I would not take this, even though in this circumstance it works. This is a stop. Let's see if you. Oh, and then this is the end of the day. Nobody would have traded it, right? So important to see that it does repeatedly give you very, very, very nice extensions to the upside. It gives you a pinpoint accurate place to look. You're clearly looking for the orange dot, then you're looking for the triangle up with the algo on it, either a plus sign, a star, or a pink bar. And that's about as compact a area as you can get, controlling your risk. And then what you want to do is you want to control the extensions on that. Let me show you what I mean by that. Um, I want to go to well, what we'll add. I don't want to make it overcomplicated here, but you want to trade an unfair pricing. Everyone knows that, and then shoot it through the fair pricing. And guys in the room, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about, and that'll extend your RR. I did want to go look at Thursday because it's important to know. So Thursday had two important components. First of all, the big gap. We knew that we were an open drive lower, and so what I want y'all to go do is I want you to count the losses, even though we wouldn't have been trading in that environment, right? As a matter of fact, here, I'm going to do something here real quick. That was, let me get the date right on this real quick. So today's 27, 26, 25, 24. I have the data from the 24th, and now I want to show you what it would look like. File 0824, let that open, and then I'm going to move this chart, duplicate charts to chart book. And I'm going to move this over to 0824. Now I'm going to go over to 0824. And they're all lined up perfectly. And you can see what the chart would have looked like. So let's go back to Thursday. Now I have the unfair pricing in there. So this is the open on Thursday, guys. Right? We obviously had open drive lower. So the first thing to notice is that unless we are trading in unfair pricing, and again, I'm going to go ahead because I'm not going to look at the most aggressive period of time of the day. So I'm going to look past 9 o'clock. So let me lower this. There we go. So first of all, this whole area through here, obviously, once we've fallen out of unfair pricing, we're not taking anything. This actually would have been, let me erase my lines real quick. So you're going to lose money in this because we ripped this whole section up, right? So the question is, what would it look like, right? So this is trade one, came out of unfair pricing. Let's just call that -3. I'm almost positive we didn't get positive 3 points on that. The most you could have gotten was 37 to 39.2. It missed 3 points, right? This is trade two right here. Again, the best you could have gotten would have been 1 3/4 on that one. So that's stop two. This is trade. This is trade three. Again, it's a full 3 point stop right there. So that's 3, 6, 9 points. Now, we would have known and we knew. And the reason I show where it's hard is I want to show where the difficulty in trading this trade is. What does it look like when it doesn't work correctly? Why? First of all, you can't treat it like it's candy. Most days, if we go to this, it's going to work great, but you got to recognize the days that are extremely hard. And by the way, there's a 4 tick version of this for those who are more of my scalpers. Again, you've lost 3, 6, 9 going into this. At this point, I think that was your only entry there. No entry here, no entry here, no entry here, no entry. This is your next entry. And then this gave you a maximum favorable excursion of 13 to 42, 13 to 24. So you recovered your 9 points if you pushed it all the way through. It's unlikely that any one person had the foresight to do that. Again, we would have recognized already here at this point. I'd already surrendered this day here. I just didn't want to get run over. But if you look here, this is a stop. That's -3. Um, this is -3. If you were trading any of this, which just had to be nuts, I was not trading in this afternoon session at all. But I do think it's important you go and go, okay, how does this look when it's not working? And I'm going to show you the reason for that, right? If you come back and look at the prior day, Wednesday, so this is 9 a.m. We're on trend day up, and now you're looking for your trade. Your first trade of the day comes right here. Pink bar, triangle up. Clearly got an extension for 47.50 to 52.75. So that's three, let's just call it 5 points, right? Here's your next trade. This is an apex trap. Same rules apply to the apex trap, guys. If it's on an orange dot area, fantastic. That obviously gave you way more than 5 points. Here's your next trade. Came off the fourth channel. Oh, and that was after the close. No one would have traded it. And realistically, no one would have traded this. This is just straight up trend day up. And then if you go look at the same series on Friday morning, again, we don't have the advantage of location. This is Friday morning at 9 a.m. Again, we had the Fed chair speaking, so take it with a grain of salt. I'm just going to mark them off as winners or losers just by eyeballing them. So here's trade one. Trade two is a loss. Trade three is a loss. Remember, again, we were right in front of the Fed chair. We weren't trading. 3, 4 is a loss. 5 is a win. 6 is a loss. 7 is a win. 8 is a win. Big win, too. 9 is a win. And you can see the goal here would be to press for multiple RRs. 10 is a win. This technically didn't touch, but you could have easily made a mistake. You might as well call it a loss. This is a loser, and this is a winner. Big time. Huge stretch on that there into the end of the day. Again, I don't think anyone would have taken that. And if you traded in the last hour, again, super high risk. That was a stop. I would not have traded that, right? So at any rate, that's the explanation of how that works, right? If you will line it up with unfair pricing, right, i.e. location, if you will line it up with location and the fourth channel, you will end up with a boatload of wins. And it's better if, so I want to make one last piece clear. It is better if the bars are closing outside the fourth channel, and then it gives you your signal, kind of like exactly what we had here at 950. If you look at this series, right, you would be -3. And then this trade, this is your entry here, and your win would have been roughly 70 to, I mean, even if you just sat patiently for 30 minutes into the close, you're talking about a 30-point ES move, right? This move right here, this is a 20-point ES move. This is another 15-point ES move without a stop. It's really, really powerful, okay? But you got to get location. Anyways, that's my 3 cents. If you have any questions, again, this is how you get a hold of me. I'm happy to answer any questions you have. The goal of the room is to get traders profitable consistently. My name is Simon, and you can reach me at TRADEnPerform@gmail.com. And have a wonderful day, guys. See y'all.